We begin the news this afternoon with a report that the federal government in a military facility at Kainji, Niger State. The Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Justice, Beatrice Abba, stated that extensive plans and preparations have advanced for the prosecution of the suspected Boko Haram terrorist. She explained that the trial, which had been done initially in the first phase, was temporarily halted to ensure proper investigations of the suspects. She emphasized that measures have been put in place to ensure fair trials that will meet global standards. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Anambra State has taxed voters on the collection of permanent voter cards (PVCs). The Commission has further maintained that elections must be technology-driven with the use of mandatory bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS). The Commission also disclosed that, speaking at a workshop organized by INEC in Awka with the theme Zonal Engagement with Youth Focus Groups ahead of the 2023 general elections, the National Commissioner, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, explained that analysis of registered voters from June 28, 2021 to July 31, 2022 by INEC indicates dominance of youth voters, stated that Nigeria is a country with a growing youth population. In the meantime, the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has reiterated his commitment to phase out the administrational list. He said he looks forward to ending the menace. Obi, who gave the assurance at a conference at the People's Town Hall in Lagos, said he would cut off fuel subsidy beneficiaries while putting to rest the issue permanently. In security, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has expressed worries over the latest attack on a train station in Igube local government area of Edo State, during which an undetermined number of people were kidnapped by armed men. Atiku lined of security breaches. The presidential candidate, while condoling with victims of the attack and their families, said that he prays for their safe return. He further stated the importance of the need to reform Nigeria's security architecture for better safety and protection of lives and properties. Away from that, Nigeria Air and Ethiopian Airlines has admitted asking the federal government for 15 years tax moratorium, among other incentives, in order to establish partnership on the Bodge National Carrier Project. This is contained in the airline's defense against the suit filed by the airline operators of Nigeria at the Federal High Court in Lagos. The 37-page document was sworn to by the country manager of Ethiopian Air 22 less than a month before the commencement of the initial suit instituted by the AON. Ethiopian Airlines declared that it bid for the purchase of shares in the national carrier, just like all the Nigerian shareholders. This was stated in the case, which has been scheduled to come up at the Federal High Court in Lagos by January 16, 2023. Still on the train attack, the Nigeria Railway Corporation (NRC) has announced the closure of Ekihen Station in Edo State till further notice. The organization said the decision became necessary following rising security challenges. The incident came barely 1 year after the March 28, 2022 attack by bandits on the Abuja-Kaduna train, resulting in the death of about 14 passengers, while 65 others were abducted. Reports say gunmen suspected to be herdsmen abducted many passengers waiting to board a train, sustained injuries. The spokesperson for Edo State Police Command, Chidi Nwabuza, confirmed the incident in a statement. According to him, the abductors, armed with AK-47, invaded the train station and shot sporadically into the air before abducting scores of intending travelers into the bush. Nwabuza said that many of the passengers sustained bullet wounds, assuring that operatives are currently on the trail of the abductors with an aim to rescue those the kidnappers herded into the bush. On the hike in electricity tariff, electricity consumers are currently demanding the reversal of the new tariff which was implemented by the federal government and the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission last year, December. This comes as power sector experts and consumer groups have said the federal government and DISCOs are taking Nigerians for granted. They also stated that power distributors increased the electricity tariff payable by consumers without following due process as contained in the multi-year tariff order. Recall that the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has urged President Buhari to direct the Minister of Power, Godi Abba, and the Chairman, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, James Momoh, to immediately reverse the unlawful, unjust, and unreasonable increase in electricity tariff. In education, the management of the Polytechnic in Ibadan, Oyo State, has suspended the Students' Union of the institution while postponing its first semester examination meant to commence today, following the protest embarked upon by the students. The students earlier protested the increment in hostel refusal has been postponed until further notice, with the Students' Union suspended indefinitely. Describing the protest as ill-motivated and politically inclined, the management claimed the Students' Union body had not made a formal complaint to the management concerning the examination slated to commence today. The management further noted that the Student Union breached the rule of decency by locking all the gates that lead to the institution. Instead of being sober with regards to the commencement of their examinations and major academic activities that leads to diploma awards, the management has condemned the protest, describing it as being politically motivated. Away from that, the Central Bank of Nigeria's policy on the restriction of daily cash withdrawals takes off across the country today, Monday, January 9th. The maximum weekly limit for cash withdrawals across all channels by individuals and corporate organizations is now 500,000 naira and 5 million naira respectively. Individuals or organizations that have a compelling need to withdraw above the approved limits to transact legitimate businesses will have to pay a processing fee of 3% and 5% respectively. The financial institutions are also expected to obtain the following information from the customer while uploading the same on the CBN portal created for the purpose, namely valid means of identification of the payee, national ID, international passport or driver's license, bank verification number of the payee, tax identification number of both the payee and the payer, alongside an approval in writing by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the financial institution authorizing the withdrawal. This administration, with the African National Congress ANC, is determined to fight against crime and corruption. This comes after a series of grave scandals damaged the party's popularity. Ramaphosa disclosed this while speaking during celebrations scheduled to mark the ANC's 111th anniversary. Ramaphosa, who was re-elected as the ANC leader in December, also said that ending blackout is harmful to the country's economic growth. South Africa is currently on stage 3 power cuts. Still in Africa, at least 38 people have died when 2 buses collided near the town of Kaffrine in central Senegal. This is according to the President and the fire service. In response to the grave accident, President Macky Sall announced 3 days of national mourning. In a tweet, he also said there had been 40 deaths and many serious injuries. He further expressed his deep sadness at the tragic incident. The Senegalese public prosecutor, Cheikh Dieng, said that early investigation suggests the accident was caused when a bus assigned to the public transport of passengers left its trajectory before colliding head-on as a result of a bursting tire. Cheikh, who is in charge of operations for the West African country's national. On the foreign scene, Iran's judiciary has sentenced to death 3 more people accused of killing 3 members of the security forces during the protests triggered by Mahsa Amini's death. The Islamic Republic has been rocked by civil unrest since the September 16th vote for women. The convicts were upheld by the country's Supreme Court and sentenced to death on charges of waging war against God, in contradiction to Iran's Islamic Sharia law. 2 others have been handed prison terms for the incident that led to the deaths of 3 security force members in the central province of Isfahan. Affected with COVID-19. This is according to data from the state's media. With a population of 99.4 million, the figure suggests about 88.5 million people in Henan City have been infected. China is currently battling a surge in cases following its decision to lift years of lockdowns, quarantines, and mass testing that hampered its economy recently. Official data shows that so far 120,000 people have been infected, while 30 have died since China relaxed COVID curbs in early December. And PFL opener. To stay with us.
Every day, we bring you up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigerian. Some issues on politics.
Hello, Nigeria. I remain committed.
Security. Education, health, lifestyle, and so much more. Join Janice Kobum and Uyai Anyeken every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Many thanks for staying with us, and now to the rest of the news stories. On the business news, Nigerian freight forwarders have said there may be congestion of imported vehicles at the nation's seaports following the Nigerian Customs Service decision to raise duty on imported vehicles by 10%. Deputy President of the National Association of Government-Approved Freight Forwarders, Nadi Ugochukwu, who criticized the introduction of a new financial calendar by NCS in January, noted that the policy was meant to be done in April. Nadi accused the used vehicles. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has revealed that crude oil production in Nigeria rose to 1.235 million barrels per day in December 2022, representing the highest output since March, when the country produced 1.237 million barrels per day. Figures obtained from the Commission in Abuja showed that oil production increased from 1.185 million barrels per day in November to 1.235 million barrels per day in December, indicating that the effort of the federal government and security agencies in client vandals and oil thieves in the Niger Delta, a development that also made some international firms leave Nigeria. In health, following a resurgence of COVID-19 in China and the detection of the new Omicron subvariant said to be responsible for fueling local infections in the Asian country, the federal government has reiterated intention to swiftly reintroduce safety measures to forestall the variants from entering Nigeria. COVID-19 has so far killed over 6.8 million people age over the discovery of the new subvariants in China, the same country from where the first outbreak began. Still in health, no fewer than 1,600 members of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, from over 30 health facilities in the country are yet to be paid the Medical Residency Training Fund since 2020. NARD President Emeka Orji disclosed these in an interview with correspondents. This comes following NARD's warnings that it might take a drastic action if nothing is being done by the federal government to pay the doctors while addressing its other demands. Recall that the association had asked the government to make payments to members who were yet to be paid while reviewing practitioners and dental surgeons certified as specialists in a specialized branch of medicine or dentistry. In sports, Novak Djokovic has battled back from match point down to win his first tournament of the year with a thrilling victory over Sebastian Korda in the final of the Adelaide International 1. The 35-year-old certainly did not have it all by his own way as the American gave a brilliant account of himself. Djokovic tried in getting his 92nd tournament win. Korda has secured the opportunity to win the championship towards the end of the second set, alongside Djokovic working the situation bravely before a smashed volley. Still in sports, Bendel Insurance has put up an impressive display, defeating Akwa United 2-0 in the opening fixture of the game and were rewarded for their supreme attacking play. Imade Osheneko took the lead on the 37th minute following a superb pass from Divine Nwachukwu, while Ismail Saki put the game behind the home team on the 41st minute. It is the first time Insurance have scored 2 goals in an NPFL game since they lost 3-2 to Zamfara United in October 2007. The remaining match. On our entertainment news, Temi Otedola makes her first stage debut in Motherland, the musical. In the stage play, Otedola acted and sang as young Hosanna, a Fulani girl who navigated forbidden love amidst the political and social turmoil of 1957 in Nigeria. Directed and produced by Nigeria. Still on entertainment, Adam Rich, an actor who rose to fame as a child playing the youngest Bradford family member, Nicholas, on the TV drama 8 is Enough, has reportedly died at 54. Rich, who was best known for his role in the movie, he has been credited in other performances such as Fantasy Island, Chips, Small Wonder, and a voice role on the animated series Dungeons and Dragons. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. Thanks for being there and have a great day.